Talking about something important. I'm going to talk about 5 new rules of marketing, how I got 11 million followers, how you can grow your business, your brand, if you're an artist, if you're an entrepreneur. Put this microphone on. By the way, you see the sign here on the back, giving away this laptop, MacBook Air at the end. This is
a Pro this time. We're doing a Pro.
A Pro, sorry. Doing a Pro?
Yeah.
And some cash. How much are the Pros?
Like an extra 500.
Who wants a MacBook Pro? So let's talk about marketing while I put this microphone on. Doom, doom, doom. You can tell this thing's live. Somebody said very flashy, bro. You think this is flashy? This ain't that flashy. So we're gonna be talking about the new rules of marketing. Everything's changed. The world's upside down, especially for building a brand. Turn these two on here.
Yeah.
Is this mine?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
All right. Hey, Lisa, can you bring something to drink? So what are the 5 new rules of marketing? By the way, pay attention because I'm going to be giving out cash too. Someone said, I'm a parent blogger and managed to hit 11,000 followers on Instagram. So I don't want to just talk about followers because you can have, people have fake followers and they don't even really do that much. You know, they never turn into actual customers because they're fake. My hair looks a little crazy. Let's see if I can get that fixed. So I want to talk about real followers, and I want to talk about how to monetize followers too. So about 2 years ago, I probably had maybe, I don't know, 1 million followers or less. So there's a technique, and we're going to be talking about it. So number 1, here's your idea, okay? So you've got your idea or your brand or your product. Okay? You got that. So now in the old way, we're talking number 1 is understand the new rules. I want to show you how it's new. Did you know there's a guy named Seth Godin? He writes a lot of books on marketing. He's pretty famous. Of the top 10 brands that you know now, Facebook, Google, YouTube, Instagram, Airbnb, all of these, he says, basically, I think it was out of the top 20 brands, only one of them used the old rules. So what are the old rules? The old rules where you create a product, right? Or your idea, you go to TV, you go to billboards, you go to newspaper, and you promote your brand. Coca-Cola, they would do commercials with, you know, Michael Jackson or something holding the Coca-Cola, and they still do that a little bit, but none of the new brands are doing it that way. So the old rules, TV, billboard, newspaper, Coca-Cola, brand deal, celebrity deals, the celebrity part still works, but in the new world, take Google, take Airbnb, even take Uber, take Bitcoin. A lot of people talking about Bitcoin in the news. So did they do TV? Basically, no. Did they do billboards? Maybe up in San Francisco when they're hiring people, but not really. Newspaper. Did they do a lot of traditional like Coca-Cola where Michael Jackson or LeBron James is using Google, is using Airbnb, is using Uber? Did Bitcoin promote? No. So the new way, the new old rules are here. The new rules are very simple. Virality. Okay? That's the new rule. So to understand the new rules, you have to understand virality. If you can create virality, you can create something out of nothing. Bitcoin right now there's no one person that owns Bitcoin, yet it's going viral, right? it's worth now over 100. It's worth more than companies like Caterpillar. I think its market cap is $150 billion. So now, this is step number one of the new rules. We got to understand virality at its deepest core. Okay, you have to understand virality. You got to tap that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so rule number 2 is you have to be able to manufacture virality. And it can be on a large scale or it could be on a small scale. Some of you are not trying to build $1 billion brands. Some of you are just trying to make an extra couple bucks. I've been showing every day a company. Where did I put my phone? Somewhere.
Let me check down.
Can you check? I must have left it downstairs. Oh no, here it fell. All right, so every day I've been showing on these live calls, just kind of like my business accountability. I launched this business. I'm a passive investor in this company, MentorBox, right? We've never used TV. We haven't used the old school rules. And today we'll click on the Stripe account. Let's see what it's at. $25,686 it's made. In the last 30 days, you can see it's at $911,000. Okay? So there you go. New rules, creating new brands. This brand is only 1 year old and it's generating, you know, between $25,000 and $50,000 a day, and I'm only doing, probably spending 1 hour a month on it. My business partner is the CEO. Somebody said, I bought MentorBox. We support you in Canada. Awesome. Thanks for your business. So let's just take also medium scale. What's everybody's goal here? Put in who here, leave a comment on the live feeds. We're live in 5 different places: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and on my site. Go, just put a note here, a comment on, you can put your product name or your idea, what it is gonna be, even if you haven't launched it yet, and what your income goals are, monthly income that you would like it to be at after one year from today. So MentorBox is at about $1 million a month, 1 year in. What's your, if you don't want to say your idea because you're afraid someone will steal it, it's kind of a crazy, it's not going to happen, but let's say you're afraid, just put the genre. Phone cases, okay? But what amount here? What do we have? Put the product name, put the product or the product genre. Here we go, 1,000 pounds a month, protein bars. Selling corn flakes and making 100 grand. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Online blogging, 10,000 a month. Laloba marketing brand, 100 grand a month. $20,000 a month. Crypto trading. Personal growth club, $1 million per year. That's 80,000 a month. Clothing brand, you forgot to put the dollar amount. What do we got? Julio Garcia, you said 25 grand. Doing what? Online pet store tailoring to dogs, 30 to 50,000 a month. Steve Monahan says. Pillowcases, 20,000 a month. Stripped llama streetwear, 3,000 a month. A virtual mall, foreign exchange program, 100 grand first year. That's 8,000 a month. Social media marketing agency, Anthony says, 60 grand a month. Selling shoes at 70,000 a month. Okay, so my idea is to be like Ty Lopez. David says goal is 1 million per month by next month. You get 1 million from 0 to 1 million in 1 month is a little tough. Specialized coupon sales, 150,000 a month. Okay. $3K a month doing online marketing. So here's, how do we manufacture virality? So you have to understand the ingredients. There's ingredients to virality. Now there's a good book. Let me pull it up on my phone here. You guys can buy it. It's a guy I know. His name's Noah Berger. He wrote a book called Contagious. So let's talk about, let me just pull up my, for those of you not using iBooks, you should use iBooks. I was just looking at the book, The Secret, if you've heard of that book before. I read it kind of a long time ago, but I was rereading it. Anytime you're in traffic, anytime you got some spare time. So this is Contagious right here. click it. I have the physical copy with all my notes, but I'm gonna pull it up right now. So, Contagious, Why Things Catch On is the name of the book. Oh, I do have my notes here. Okay. So, so if you go here, you can actually see, there are basically 6 things that create virality, okay? 6 ingredients that you have to know. Now, I don't have time to go through all of this, but I'm gonna go through as much as I can here on this live call. By the way, at the end of this, I'm taking a small select group of people and I'm actually doing their marketing and their social media growth for them. So I'm gonna put up a link later. I've opened up my own agency. I'm not taking a ton of customers, but I'm gonna put up an application. If you want me to actually grow your business, your social media following for you, I'll take on a small select group of people. And we'll be using the same techniques I used to grow to 11 million followers. So, ingredient A, we have social currency you need. I'll talk about that in a second. I'll be explaining as much as I can. Triggers, emotion, public, this is an important one. Notice this one. Can you guys see all that? Practical value. And 6, he puts stories, story form. So, throughout, he's a professor, and he studied what made things, how to manufacture virality at any time in history. This is not just for now, but you have social currency, triggers, emotion, public, practical value, and stories. And let me read you my notes. I like what he says about social currency. We all want to be liked. The desire for social approval is a fundamental human motivation. Okay? So at the very core of humanity, we are extremely social creatures. If you take babies, they did an experiment in the early 1900s. They took babies, they did not touch them. They just would feed them, put them back, minimal touch, okay? And the babies basically their immune system dropped and the babies all died. They actually thought they were doing something good for the babies, but it wasn't. And what they forgot is deep down in our core DNA, we are social creatures. And basically, so are dogs, little puppies. You gotta have social life for them or you'll have basically a crazy dog, okay? So they're not allowed to do that experiment anymore. It's unethical. But you have to be able to create for your brand, whether it's large, medium, or small scale, some social currency. Now, you need to use triggers. These are dopamine releases. Your brain has various chemicals that it releases, norepinephrine, it has adrenaline, it has cortisol, it has dopamine, it has oxytocin. So dopamine is a very interesting one. One of the reasons that Mark Zuckerberg is so wealthy, over $60 billion I think now, is that you get these alerts. Now I turn all my alerts off, but most people don't. When you're on Instagram, most people, if we pull up your Instagram, you've got these little alerts everywhere. The reason they're doing that is they understand to create virality, you have to trigger the dopamine release of the brain. So your business, your brand, your product has to do that or it won't go viral. And if it doesn't go viral, you're probably not gonna have a hit business. You're not gonna make that much money. Emotion, what do you want to trigger? In addition to these dopamine triggers, you want to have your marketing around certain key emotions. One of those would be laughter. You see things going viral on Instagram. They're funny pranks, for example. They need to have an element of surprise to them. There's also a video I'm going to post today on my Instagram where it's like stories of redemption, where like a dad is off in Afghanistan in the military, his kids are at school, and he surprises them coming home. They haven't seen their dad in a year. It evokes intense emotions. Those go viral, right? This is important. Public. See, it has to be, this is the key thing. TV advertising, movie advertising, all this old school advertising was not, it was public in the sense that, you know, it's on your TV screen, but it wasn't public enough because it would go up on the commercial and then it disappears. It didn't stay public. Now, if you post on Instagram, for example, or your Facebook post, it stays there unless you delete it. So it stays public. It's not flash and disappear. Whereas TV flashes and disappears. By the way, those of you coming in, we were talking about 5 new rules of marketing. How I got 11 million followers. How you can use social media followers to grow your brand. I showed mine on a new one that I launched last year. That's doing about 1 million. That's putting a little darkness there. So,
Oh yeah, I fixed it. Yeah.
5 things. So the next thing, it needs to be public. Number 4, it needs to have some practical value in the sense that people have to be able to apply it to their life. If you're just posting philosophy and things like that, that very rarely goes viral. People like when you take it down. Like even in my Twitter posts. If you watch my Twitter, I've been focusing on Twitter recently, and I'm over 1 million followers on Twitter. And if you look at my Twitter, I try to take complicated concepts. Like yesterday, this morning I did a post. It's already got 1,000 likes in 1 hour, and basically it's about what motivates humans, and it's an updated version of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. People find practical value, so they retweet it. You know, they do all this kind of stuff. So you need to have some practical value if you want to go viral. And then lastly, it needs to be in story form. And this is the cool thing about social media marketing and why you need to grow your social media for your idea, your personal brand, your business brand, whatever you're trying to do. Because inherently TV, old school commercials are not really in story form because they go up and then you may or may not see the next commercial because you might not be watching the Super Bowl or the World Cup or whatever you're watching. So with Instagram or Snapchat, they literally have something called Instagram Stories. You click on it and it goes from post to post and it connects multiple posts together, and that creates virality because we follow a story. Humans, one of the problems in the modern school system is they don't teach with stories. And guess what? If you don't teach with stories, people forget. If I just told you, let me give you an example. By the way, I'm going to be giving out a MacBook Pro and some cash. So stay to the end. I got a little sign up there. Stay to the end so you don't miss it. So here, let me give you an example. If I just say to you, like, you don't want to miss out on trends because you'll lose a lot of money. Okay, that's number 1. If I say that, is that interesting? Is that interesting? Well, will you remember it? No, don't do that. Dude.
Okay.
My answer is, I don't know. It sounds like a cliche. Work hard, catch new trends, and you'll make money. But what if I tell you a real story, true story, not too long ago? Yeah, by the way, all you on Twitter, press the retweet button. And I'm going to be giving out $100 to somebody who retweets this. So also Facebook, right now, press the share real quick. I don't think it's on YouTube or Instagram. Press share. I'm going to do another $100 PayPal to people who are sharing this. So if you're on Facebook, tap the like hearts. Same with, I'm going to do it for somebody who hearts this on Instagram. YouTube, go ahead and like this. I can see who likes up there. So I'll be giving $100 to somebody who likes on YouTube. Twitter, so I'm gonna give $400 out right now. PayPal you $100 for liking this. On Twitter or as Periscope, press the hearts and press the retweet. On Instagram, press those hearts, and on Facebook, press the hearts, but more importantly than the hearts, on Facebook, press share. Make sure you share this. I'm gonna just do that for the next 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna start picking some winners, okay? Now, back to what I was saying. Stories. If I say to you, work hard and catch new trends and you'll be rich, you may or may not remember that, right? But what if I tell you this true story? There was a man and he owned stock in a company. but he didn't think it was a trend. So he sold his stock to the other business partner for $800. The guy said, you don't believe in this business is a trend. This is in the 1970s. He said, I will buy it for $800 from you. One guy bought it from the other guy. Now this guy here owned the whole company. This guy sold his part of the company for under $1,000. That is a true story, and that is a story of Apple. One of the people on Apple, literally, one of the original founders sold his shares in Apple, and I read now it'd be worth $40 billion. So what's the moral of the story? If you miss trends, if you just go, oh, it's not a big deal, you get $800. Yes, you make a little money today, but you give up the opportunity to never work a day in your life and be the wealthiest person, one of the wealthiest people in the world. So notice, you're going to remember that story a lot more than if I just lecture you. And one of the problems in the school system is we lecture people versus we tell them stories. Stories, if you want your brand to go viral, turn it into a story. Part of the reason people follow me is they go on my Instagram, my Snapchat, my IG stories, and they there's different elements. It's like a story. People who meet me on the streets are like, yo, man, I feel like I know your life. I know Rome. I know, I know your 99-year-old grandma. Oh, were you just in San Diego? Oh, I saw you flying to Europe. Like they see, oh, were you at the Laker game? It's part of a story. And that's how I built my personal brand. And if you want your brand to grow using the new rules of marketing, you better start telling good stories. Okay? Now, and you better do them in a public way that displays practical value, that triggers emotions, that builds your social currency. And I want to talk about this one next, but let me pick these winners like I said I would. I'm going to pick, so right now, just go crazy, liking on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, retweeting, and Instagram, hearts, and Facebook, sharing. Press the share. Okay. $100. Let's pick YouTube first. Carolina Rocha. Congratulations. We'll be PayPal. You give us 3 business days to get you the money. Don't freak out, but we gotta. Carolina, can you post your email for PayPal real quick? Carolina, post your email so that my team doesn't have to contact you. Don't worry. There it is.
Got it.
Thank you, Carolina. Okay, moving to Twitter. I'm gonna pick somebody retweeting. I'm gonna look. I gotta look here to find who's retweeting. All right, who's retweeting this? Let's go. Okay, I can see my retweets. Okay, retweeted by Joshua Barsini, right there. Joshua, if you're watching, can you go ahead and post your PayPal email so we can get you that $100? The sooner you get it. It's at Joshua Barsini. Pretty simple to. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got that, but I can look for his email.
Let me go to Instagram right now. Heart this on Instagram. Let's throw the hearts up. Okay, I'm gonna pick one person. Right there, Maraca Yerox. Maraca. That's a musical instrument, isn't it? Do you play a musical instrument? I need your PayPal, Maraca. Put your PayPal email in here, right here. Now I'm going to Facebook. You see that? You watching there?
Yes.
All right. Let's go. All right. Akash Cliff Gabaroni. You win $100. Can you, Akash? I need you to put in your PayPal email. Okay. Come around on this other side. Akash, I need put in your PayPal email. Did this person put theirs in? If you forget to put your email in, it's almost impossible to get you the money because we got to try to direct message you and all that. All right. You got it? Here?
Yeah, I got it.
No, I didn't get.
Okay.
I got Facebook.
Now let's talk about this. By the way, the reason we're doing this is I want to show you how to make more money. Who here has enough money in their bank account right now that you're perfectly satisfied? Who here, if you log into your bank account, is extremely excited about the amount of money that they have? Okay? No, broke, not satisfied. Okay. Somebody, how many Lamborghinis do you have? 2. Aventador, Roadster, and a Gallardo. Okay, so let me show you something. This business, I'm going to show you another smaller business that I'm an investor in. I own 33% of this company. I haven't even looked today. It sells glasses online. Let's see how much it made today. $800. Now, if I go to Amazon, it's probably made triple that. It makes about triple. We sell this on, this is Shopify, and then we do about triple on Amazon. So it's made about $2,400 on Amazon and $800 here. That's $3,200 today. I've done no work. It's a very small business. I invested in it because my first student ever from 2013, he launched it and he wanted me to be a part of it. But it makes about 150,000 gross a month, and it nets about 20,000 a month. So would that help you out, each person here, if you were netting $20,000 a month? Would that help you out? That's my question to you. Now, I showed you this other business that I have. These are not even my main businesses. People always ask what I do. It's at $26,410 today. Most of my businesses combined make over $100,000 a day. So how do I do it? Okay? What if you could just do 1% of that? That'd be $1,000 a day. Would having a business that, let's say it's grossing $1,000 a day and netting you $300 a day, 30% profit margins, would that help you out? You'd be netting about $9,000 or $10,000 a month. You'd be making almost as much as a doctor. Would that help you? Or are you? Some of you are already past that, and some of you aren't. Okay, so the way to get there is to follow the new rules that I'm talking about. Now, I just went through a whole bunch of stuff. I want to focus in on this idea of social currency. So basically, have you ever been to a restaurant? You go to a restaurant to eat, right? And they have a little sign in the window which says, it has an A+ health rating. Okay? Who here has been to a restaurant? You see that. You know what that is right there? That's currency. Because it's food currency. Because nobody wants to eat at a restaurant that has, what would you do if you went to a restaurant and it has a D+? Chipotle got into trouble with this. By the way, listen to what I'm saying. Status currency is massive. If you look at Chipotle, was one of the hottest brands in the world, one of the biggest companies in the world, and all of a sudden they started having issues with E. coli and I think salmonella and people getting sick and food poisoning. And guess what happened to that brand? Their currency went boom. So that's the old way. We still use that way. But now I want you to think about this. If you go to a website to buy something, let's take Amazon. When you go to buy something, I don't know what it is, just put X, whatever it is. Do you ever look at the little heart ratings there? Yes or no? Leave a comment. Do you ever look at the heart ratings? I do. Someone says, does social currency also apply to small businesses? Absolutely. Okay, so most people are saying yes. If it has 2 stars, 3 stars. Who here has ever gone to Yelp and you look at a restaurant and it only has 2 stars, or it has, in the case of Yelp, it would be ratings, Think of how Uber works. On Uber, if you don't have enough stars, who here knows their Uber rating? They actually don't use stars so much, they use 4.8 or something like that. Okay? If you don't have a good rating on Uber, some drivers will just drive by. Or they'll I've had friends, they lock you out of Uber. Okay? So these are all forms of currency. In the old school world, it was this. Another one, there used to be an old school one where you would have, it's called the BBB. On your website or business, they would give you a score, you know, a C. Now, I'm going to tell you a story that's interesting, just to show you how the rules have changed. Right here, Better Business Bureau. There was a person who had a business. They had an F on the BBB. Okay, this is a true story that happened this year, or in the last year. They had an F on the BBB, but they still sold $430 million of makeup. How is that possible? If you have an F on the BBB, why would people buy 430? Is this cut off in that camera?
This guy.
Yeah.
When we have a wide of this.
Yeah, this is the wide. That's
for
the
your phone.
close up and phone.
So 430 million in makeup. Why were they able to do that? And by the way, if you don't know, this is Kylie Jenner, one of the Kardashians. How come? And I'll tell you why. She has the new social currency. Let's go to her Instagram right now. And let's just see how many followers she has. I haven't looked recently. Kylie Jenner has 99.6 million followers. Basically 100 million followers. So what does that tell me? It tells me that a lot of these old school ratings are starting to not be important. This F didn't matter. If she has 99 million followers on Instagram, that translated into $430 million. It's the fastest growing company in history of planet Earth. How did she do it? She has Snapchat, she has Instagram. Okay? So the new social currency is, guess what? Followers. Believe it or not, it's followers. So, number 4 here. So basically, you either have followers or you need a huge old school budget. And I'm going to give you an example of both of these. So, Geico is doing, let's divide. You have social media followers here, and you will have, this will be the old school. Geico, let's take Geico, okay? Geico, we'll go to their Instagram, and Geico has a very horrible Instagram with 8,000 followers. Okay, it's pretty amazing. Their last post got exactly 500 views. Their last picture got 130 likes. Horrible. Now, you might say, but Ty, that proves the point that you could still have a good business without social media. How much does Geico spend on marketing? Let's just look it up. I'm not sure if it's public, but I would guess they spend, oh, here we go. Here we go, right here. $1.2 billion they spent. So, they basically have no social media. They're not following the new rules. Instead, they are spending $1.2 billion on old. We're talking TV and such. Okay, that's fine. So you have an option. Now, Kylie Jenner over here, she just had social media followers. She spent 0 on the old school. Have you ever seen a Kylie Jenner Cosmetics billboard, newspaper, TV ad? No, 0. Okay, and she made $430 million in 18 months. Her profit margins are way better than Geico. Way better. Insanity. God, her profit margin is probably 60%. I mean, she probably made $200 million cash, I would guess. Let's just say over $100 million cash profit. Because she didn't have any expenses, because she just used her followers. So if you don't want to use social media and you want to build a business and you want to build a brand, no problem. Go out there and raise a crap load of money from venture capitalists, or borrow 1.2 billion from your billionaire grandpa if you have one. I never had one. I didn't have any billionaires in my family. So my point being is this way is so much better. Now, you might not have 99 million Instagram followers. I don't have 99. I have 2.8 million. But I was making money when I only had 30,000 Instagram followers. There's a minimum. So now what we got to understand, the new rules, this is important. What you want to know is what the MMV is. This is a new term that I've created. You got to know this. This is not in any marketing book. It's not in anything. It's not in anything you're going to see. This thing's too new. So that is minimum momentum volume. You could also call it T for threshold. Let's call it the threshold. Okay, so what you want to know is what's your Instagram, what's your Facebook, what's your YouTube, what's the minimum threshold of followers that you need? Let's guess. Who wants to guess? You don't have to have 100 million, but how many is the minimum that your business should have? If I go to your Facebook fan page for your business right now, somebody said, Antflix said 100,000 followers, 200 followers, 30,000 followers. Sterling, 1 million followers, 2,000 followers. Okay. I believe that the answer, some of you got it right. I believe you need it. Let's just start with Facebook. You need 10,000 followers minimum. Because people are going to go check your, who here, raise your hand through a comment. If you have ever thought of buying something, going somewhere, and you looked on their social media to see if they had any followers because you weren't sure if it was legit. Raise your hand. Oh, wrong one.
Damn it.
You watch this one way more.
Okay.
Because that one you can go back.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody said me. Amy said never. Yes. Who here has ever looked and investigated a company before they bought something? Tom Riddle said I have. Someone said yes. Rajik said yes. Corey said me. Okay, so we can see here. Now, by the way, even if you don't do it, even if you don't check it, notice that about 70 to 80% of people, 70 to 80% of people here literally look at your followers. And if they don't see a minimum, I call it momentum because they want to know your business is growing. No one wants to even eat at a restaurant that's falling apart. They want to see it that it's got a minimum amount of followers. So I think you need to get 10,000. And I think you need it on all the main platforms. I think you need it on Facebook, which owns Instagram, and also Instagram, of course. Eventually, you should get it on Twitter. You should get it on YouTube subscribers. You should get it Snapchat. It's not as important because you don't see how many people can't validate on Snapchat. Like, I don't even know how many followers I have. So, which platform should you start with? Which platform should you start with? Who here? Leave a comment with your opinion. Because you can't build followers on all of them instantly. I'm going to show you a little trick, new rule. Somebody said Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Facebook. Kozak Pierre said, Howard says YouTube. I say Facebook, somebody said. Facebook's easiest. Twitter is where young people are. SEO or Facebook. YouTube. Okay, here's my simple answer to this, okay? Who's been in the 67 steps? It's a program that I built in 2014. It's had more people go through it than most universities. I think about 150,000 people have gone through it. No, not really. Here's what I believe. There's a principle. You need to go straight to the top. So let's go straight to the top. What's the largest social media platform? It's the largest. If you're trying to create social currency, okay, where do you go? What's the largest? Correct. Facebook. How many followers, how many users does Facebook have? Anybody know? Who knows the answer? Let me Google the most recent. Last time I looked, it was 1.5 billion.
Someone said 1.3.
Let's see. No, it's huge. All right. How many Facebook users? As the third quarter of 2017, Facebook has 2.07 billion monthly active. That's insane. So basically, that's active. I have a hard time even believing that's true, but I guess it is. Maybe they're lumping in Instagram, but yeah, in 2012 they passed 1 billion. So that is basically between about 1 out of 3 or 4 people in the world is using Facebook every month. That's crazy. Okay, what should be second? Well, let's just start. I think probably Instagram should be second because Instagram is very visible. It's the hottest in terms of really like length of time on an app. People are on Instagram a lot. But the cool thing is Facebook and Instagram are one company. Instagram was purchased by Facebook for $1 billion. So here I think it's like 300 million or something monthly users. Now from here you can argue it depends on your business, possibly YouTube next. Possibly, you got podcasts you can grow, you got Snap, you have Twitter. All right, so those are your main ones, right? So also, I'm gonna just throw a monkey in this wrench. I think right here, either here or here, that email is still massive. Email use is massive. Now you can also start to use the Facebook Messenger also, which is large, but email still makes money. Okay, so if you have a business, what I recommend is Facebook and starting to capture email addresses of everybody who comes to your website. I probably make from my email list, so like if I went on vacation, didn't do anything and just sent out emails to my people who follow me. Somebody said email is dead. Nah, I probably make $500,000 a month on email net. So is that dead? If that's dead, I want to be dead. I want to be more dead. How can I be more dead? If it's dead and I make I probably make low month. I probably make 300,000 net from email. A good month, probably I've made $1 million. I haven't checked, but I would say it's $400,000 or $500,000. Okay, so if you can collect people, remember the average person who comes to your website isn't ready to buy. The average person who comes to your Instagram, who comes to your Facebook, who comes to your no, we did that one. Yeah. The average person who comes is a pain in the butt in the sense that they're not just I shouldn't say a pain in the butt. There are pain in the butt people that come, but the average person that visits your website divides into 3 categories. Number 1 is pain in the butt. Number 2 is on the fence. Let me show you this. Draw this out. So here's your pie chart of the people who visit your website who visit your social media, okay? I'm going to divide it in thirds. You have here people who are engaged. They want to buy, okay? They're visiting your website because they're ready to put in their credit card or buy from you. The second are people who are what we call tire kickers. They're interested, but they're not ready. So they're kicking the tires on the car just to double check that this is legit, that this is real, that they're, you know, like they're just not sure. They're price shopping, they're comparison shopping. The last one is what I was talking about. Pain in the butt. These people you want to try to just filter out. This is a little bit like life, by the way. If you go through your phone and your contacts, you got about 33% of people who are your real friends who will be there for you. You got about 33% of people who are tire kickers, meaning if you do stuff for them, maybe they'll be your friend back, but they're not really sure that they're going to invest in you as a friend. And then you got 33% of people that are just annoying, and you're like, why the hell do I even have this person's phone number? I mark block on them. But it's the same with business. So here's what happens. Well, the reason that you want to grow your social media and your email is because over time with social media, the truth starts to come out. So for example, if you have an email list, if you have a Facebook list, the first time you email, all the buyers who are ready to buy, the engaged people, buy right away. All these people, they don't buy on the first email. So you have to hit them multiple times and explain your product better and engage them and persuade them. These people eventually stop clicking, and you can literally, on my email list, for example, I stop emailing people who don't open the emails after about 90 days. So because they've proven, and I don't want to bother them. Don't bother. They're not really pain in the butt for everybody, but they're pain in the butt for you. So you have people in your life who you should just stop hanging out with. You have customers that you should just stop contacting. You're just wasting your time. You're going to annoy them. They're going to become pain in the butts. Just leave them alone. And you don't want to spam people. But remember, have you ever needed a little bit of convincing before you bought something? I have. I remember the first car that I ever bought. People see now all the cars that I have, you know, but my first car I ever bought was a Mitsubishi Galant. It was $6,000. It was in Raleigh, North Carolina. I bought it from like this used car. It was like a used where they rented the cars out. It wasn't CarMax, but it was kind of like CarMax. So I get this car, and I was like, I remember he's like, sign on the dotted line. I was going to pay monthly payments. It was, I think, $150 a month. Mitsubishi Galant. And it was like a 5-year loan or whatever, 60 months. At $150 or something like that. I can't remember the exact. But I remember going, ooh, man, there is no way I will ever be able to afford a Mitsubishi Galant. Now my auto insurance is $6,000 a month. It's funny, my auto insurance now is more than that. In 1 month, more than that car was. Total. So yeah, I pay a crazy amount. I actually use Geico. And I think my auto insurance is something like $6,000 because my cars are expensive. The Rolls-Royce Ghost is about $415,000 car. The Rolls-Royce Dawn is a little more, like $425,000, so that's like $850,000. The Aventador is $450,000, I think. I got it used with a little bit of miles because I couldn't find a new Aventador Roadster that I wanted. So that's like $1.3 million. And then I got a Ferrari. Like, I forget, Ferrari's around $285,000 or $300,000. So anyway, it comes, and I got Maserati. Is that all the cars I have? Yeah, that's 6. And I have the Lamborghini Gallardo. So I have 6. So basically, it's like $2 million a car, so $6,000 insurance expensive. But it's not that expensive because you got to insure those cars. And anyway, the point that I'm saying is that when I was there buying my first Mitsubishi Galant for $6,000, man, total, I needed that salesman to convince me. So I didn't buy it the first time I went there. Okay? So that's why I said there's nothing. The tire kickers, you can convince them, and you can follow up with them with Facebook, you follow up with them with email, you follow up with IG. So email, social media probably makes me more than email, because I have 11 million Facebook followers, and so I probably have, I don't know, I probably make, let's say, from social media, I probably make like $1 or $2 million a month, just from directly from social media. So and then let's say you add 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 from email, and then there's other sources of income that I'm not counting in. But my point is that all of these are valuable. I don't have as many followers as Kylie Jenner, right? But they're valuable, and you begin to make money as having as little as 10,000 Facebook followers, 10,000 Instagram followers, 10,000 email addresses. You'll begin to make money. If you have the right email addresses, you can make money with 1,000 email addresses. If they're signed up to your email newsletter for the right reasons, and they're really interested in you, depending on your ratio of pain in the butt, tire kickers, and engaged buyers, a list of 1,000 email addresses. In fact, all the stuff that you see me doing now with books and social media, it started in 2012. Okay. Someone said, Ty, how do you make that much? I've never seen you on Shark Tank. Can you not make money now without going on to Shark Tank? I know Mark Cuban. Does that count? I saw him the other day. I did a little video with them at the red carpet of the, what was it? Oh yeah, the AMAs, American Music Awards. That's interesting. That Shark Tank has that brand that you have to, if you ain't on Shark Tank, you're not popping. Believe it or not, there are some people making a few bucks that never do anything with Shark Tank. All right, so let's talk about the path for you guys, because I don't want you to get intimidated because we're talking about Kylie Jenner numbers, 400 million plus. I don't want you to feel intimidated because of the numbers that I'm doing, because it's irrelevant. Everybody starts somewhere. Back when I started online, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 19, but I didn't always do internet and social media stuff. I didn't really start focus on social media side till really I started dabbling in 2012. It wasn't until 2015 that I really focused on like a lot on it. But in 2012, I started messing around with it. If you go back to my Instagram, scroll to if you have time, scroll to my very first post. I think they were around 2012. And guess what? I would get like 10, 20, 30, 40 likes. I remember the first time I was getting 100 likes. I was like, woo, my social media is big now. There's levels to this thing, right? Now, if I don't get 100 in like 10 seconds, I'd be wondering what's wrong. But you got to start from somewhere. So here's you today. You got your brand, you got your product, you have your idea, you got your business, you got your product, whatever you want to call it. So where do you go? So I think in the new world, you go straight to SC, which is creating social currency. By the way, I practice what I preach. I launched that. I showed you I launched. I'm going to show you the formula that I used to launch this brand with on day one, we didn't put any money into it. I mean, we maybe put a teeny bit, but not even 100 grand, not even 50 grand, not even 10 grand. This is Mentor Box, a company I own 50%. I actually think I own 47 point something percent. We have 2% for investors now. And today, that business, using this formula I'm about to show you, update it, do my Stripe account, is at 26,000. Sorry, 27. We made $1,000 while I was sitting here talking to you in the last few minutes. 27,000. It's done 912,000 in the last 30 days. So I'm going to show you the exact formula. This isn't me, and I spend 1 hour a month on this. My business partner Alex does the day-to-day, and I just am involved in the strategy. And so we're at about a little under $1 million a month. Okay. Is that profit or sales? That's gross. And me and Alex don't need the money. So we just put that in whatever. Yeah, that one. We don't need the money, so we just reinvest it all. We could take profit out if we wanted to. But me and him have our own He has another business. His last business has done $1 billion in sales in the last 10 years. He's well off financially. But my point is, we built this business that I'm showing you using this exact formula, okay? So if we wanted to pull out 20 grand a month, 50 grand a month, we could. 100 grand a month. We could probably, profit margins on most businesses is going to be about 30% if you do it right. So we could probably pull out about 300,000 a month, 200 to 300,000 a month if we didn't want to grow the business. And that's a business, you know, if I pulled 50 to 100,000 and I worked 1 hour, that's not bad, right? I work 1 hour a month and make 50 to 100,000 a month. So the blueprint here I'm laying out. First, you must create social currency. I would go first to Facebook because it has 2 billion users monthly. Then I would do what's called a pivot my users. So I would take my Facebook ones and I would get them on my email list. Then I would get them to my Instagram. And I would just take all the, so the goal is I would get 10,000 Facebook users. I then begin to pivot them, trying to get those 10,000 to join my email list. Then I would try to get the 10,000 to go on Instagram, possibly some other ones. Then I would focus on monetization. Then and by the way, I would try to get just 10,000 global. I wouldn't even care where they were. And so, because I'm in my social currency mode, so I just want followers. I don't want fake followers, but they don't have to be the exact target market. Any real people on planet Earth, because you want feedback from everybody. I like to get global feedback. I don't just like to get feedback from my target market, because you learn a lot when you go global. I have sales in over 100 countries in my business. Okay, over 100 countries my business. By the way, this is at 25 grand, but the day's only half done. So today we'll probably do about $40,000-$50,000 in that business. My other business, in the last 24 hours, I'm probably doing about $200,000 online. Okay. So monetization, then I would then start focusing on, now I want targeted followers after I get a certain threshold. So I would probably keep getting 10,000 a month till I had about 100,000. Minimum threshold 10,000. Then I would start to get targeted followers, and then I would just rinse and repeat. It's just like putting stuff in the washing machine, man. You put it through the same cycle, and out comes money that you can use to invest, that you can use to go on vacation, that you can use to pay off college debts, and you can use to get rid of all the nasty things that happen to people when you don't have enough money. Now this is the new rules right here. Notice, you don't need that much money. That's the crazy thing. Now those of you on Instagram, Instagram's about to run out of time because it only gives you like 1 minute.
2 minutes left.
2 minutes left. So make sure you come back, because I got more cash to give away. And I got another one of these bad boys. Well, not another one. This is a MacBook Air. I'm going to actually give away a MacBook Pro. I've already given out $400 PayPal. Who wants this bad boy? Stay till the end, and I'll be picking one of you for this. A better version of this. This is just the MacBook Air 12-inch. I'm going to give you a Pro. So all you on Instagram, make sure you come back. We'll reset. It'll take 30 seconds to reset. You'll get the notification. In fact, right when this goes offline on Instagram, I'm gonna give away another $100 to one person who's retweeting, hearting, sharing, and all that stuff. So Instagram. Somebody said on Instagram, I so want the MacBook. Hey, it'll help you out. Laptops needed. I've given away hundreds of things in the last year, including 10 cars. I'm not sure if I've given away $1 million worth of stuff in the last year, cash and prizes, direct electronics, but it's getting close to $1 million because I gave away 10 cars that were 30 grand each, so that's 300,000. Then I've given away probably $1,000 worth of stuff easily a day, so that's like 600. Last I checked, it was at about 600. That was a few months ago, so it's probably not quite $1 million worth of stuff, but I want to pay it forward and help you out. And one of the reasons I give away electronics and I gave away a car because it's useful. Remember we were talking about practical value? So anyway, should we reset Instagram or is it going to reset on its own?
8 seconds left.
Oh, 8 seconds. I'll see you guys on Instagram in 8 seconds. We're going to reset it. It takes us about 20 seconds. And then you just come.
Okay.
And then comment on the top.
And you're going to post it.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's keep talking. We got a lot of people watching this. For a quick recap.
You're live.
Okay.
Remember what we're talking about. Welcome Instagram back. We were gone for 30 seconds. 5 new rules of marketing, how I got 11 million followers. But more importantly, let's talk about you. Who cares about me? We always hear about other people's success. It's not important. Let's give away $100 like I said right now. I'm going to give it Instagram. Be liking this. Facebook. Be liking and sharing. I'm going to pick someone only if you share. On Twitter, Periscope, you can invite friends or retweet. Okay, so be doing that. I see who's inviting. There's a button that says invite friends. Those of you on YouTube, go ahead and like this. I'm just going to randomly pick one of these 4 places. If you're on my website, it's a little trickier to enter you in the contest, but okay. Let's go. PayPal, 1 person. Going to give you guys a second to build this up. Give me 2 minutes. I'm going to let people have time to share, heart, retweet, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll come back here. So let's talk about you. Okay? I want to tell you exactly my story and how it applies to you. But not even my story. I'm just going to pick your story. You're right here. Now, I drew this yesterday. This is, put your age in. If you're 1 year old to 25 years old, if you're 25 to 40, if you're 40 plus, I'm going to show you how you know if you're on track. This is bad. This is average. This is great. I want you guys to at least be in one of these categories. If you're here's your age. If you're age 1 to 25 and you have less than $5,000 in your bank account right now, I believe you're in this category. And good news is I was in this category. I'm not looking down on anybody. I'm just trying to put things in proper perspective. Average, if you are doing, if you have, let's say, $20,000. Now remember, this is not average. I'm going to put, instead of average, let me put good. That'll make it more clear. Great is 50,000. Now you might think, Ty, that's impossible for somebody, 18 years old, 24. No. As I showed you on my phone, a guy who follows me, Jalen White, he just made $100,000 flipping a piece of real estate. He's 20 years old. He's making $70,000 a month last year on real estate flips. Started with nothing. The only difference between him is he had somebody training him. See, it's not your fault. I mean, it might be partly your fault. A few of you are lazy. A few of you procrastinate too much. There is sometimes when it's our fault, but it's also the system that locks us in. Okay, if you're 25 to 40 and you have 50,000 or less in your bank account, you're doing something wrong. Okay? Good is, I'm going to say 150. Okay? And I'll just say 250,000 in the bank plus. If you're 40 and you have 250 or less, $250,000 or less, something's wrong. Good if you have 500K, that's good, okay, or more. And great is if you have $1 million. You gotta age adjust it. So just put your age, leave a comment real quick. Leave a comment and leave with your age and if you're in the bad, good, or great category for your age. So if you're 25, you don't need to have this to be great. Let's just do it. 20 years old and bad. Put 2 things in the comment. Your age, 18 and great. Oh, that's good here. 16 and bad. 43 and bad. 13 and bad. 27 and bad. 22 and bad. 35 and bad. 34 and bad. 23 and bad, bad, bad. 24 and bad. 29 and bad, damn. 89 in bad. You 89 and you're on live? That's pretty good. 33, 4 kids, and an awful. There is no awful. Just bad, good, or great. Don't over dramatize. 23 and bad. Does this include retirement money? This is just simple. You can go in your bank account and the cash you have in your bank account today. We're not going to get complicated and do net worth and do, you know, subtract debt. Just somebody's in amazing mode. That's good. Rachel says amazing. Although I don't know where amazing is because I didn't put amazing on here. 27, not good. Okay, so first step in growing your business, in growing your brand, you got to know where you are now. And people, I just read a fascinating, I posted on my Snapchat a screenshot of a book that I'm reading. It's Dr. David Buss, one of my personal mentors. I think he's one of the smartest people I've ever met, and he's certainly one of the smartest people on planet Earth right now. He was a Harvard professor. He's written most of the textbooks that are used at Ivy League schools for psychology, evolutionary psychology. And this is what he says. He's talking in the book about, you ever heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? So here's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There's an updated version, but I'll give you I posted on my Twitter today the updated version, which is evolutionary psychology version of Maslow's, but I'm going to just show you the conventional one. You know, you have physiological, we'll just call it physical needs, then you have safety, right? Then you have love. I'm oversimplifying these. Then you have status, and then you have like higher purpose. Like, so basically, notice something. These two here, so the world has, the reason that we're in trouble, most of us, is because the world allows us to be delusional. The reason I'm showing you this right here is I want to break you out of your delusions, because one of the things Dr. Buss said is that when things are going bad in our life, what we often try to do is change reality to conform with what we want to believe, but it's dangerous to do that. So oftentimes when I show people this chart, people go, no, that's not true. Well, yeah, it is true. No. I have no money and I'm 40, but everything's fine. No, it's not. And the reason I now understand, an evolutionary psychologist would say the brain is allowing delusion to reduce pain. People want to reduce their pain, so they don't want to just say, here's the truth about me. Life sucks right now. So you have to come to that point in your life, for some of you, where you allow the pain to build up, because only when the pain builds up do most of us take action. And the way I can prove this to you, if you're 40 and you have less than 250 grand, if you're 25 and you only have 15 grand in your bank account, if you're 35 and you have less than 50 grand in your bank account, here's how I know this Maslow's hierarchy of needs is very respected, although it's been updated. There's an updated version, but let's notice these bottom two are directly related to money in the modern world. So you actually can't just say, oh, all you need is love in life. Well, that's not completely true. It is true that love is more important than money. Notice, just having food and shelter and the safety, we could call this cash in the bank. In the modern world, if you have no cash in the bank, you have no margin of safety. What happens if your kid gets sick? What happens if you can't show up at work? What happens if your company goes out of business? You can be on the you have no safety valve. Okay? So notice these two are money related. Level 1, level 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's true that physical is not the most important thing. It's a primal base need. It's true that safety is not all you want in life. But these two, you need money in the modern world. Unless you're going to make your own clothes, build your own house. Are you going to do that? Who here knows how to knit their own yarn and make socks? My aunt, I'm 60% half German, and my aunt Rayla, her name's Gabriella, but she would come. She was a blonde-haired, I remember as a little kid, big fat aunt of mine. She was actually my great aunt. She's my grandma's sister. And she would knit clothes for us. But even then, she didn't have the sheep to get the wool, to turn into yarn. So probably you're going to need money. You're going to have to buy stuff. If you think you can just have love and higher purpose, which are, notice they're more important, but you got to have the foundation. So going back here, a lot of you are entrepreneurs and you're still here, or you have an idea in your head and you're still here. I want to show you how to get out of this. And the way to get out of this is to follow what I put right here. Get your social currency up. Who here is an entrepreneur who has a business? Say yes or no. Or you're about to launch a business. Yes or no? Somebody said me, yes, 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 nope. Somebody said, who here has a business that they own, they're launched part-time or full-time, or they have, you know, about to launch something? Yes, it looks about 50-50, maybe even 60%. Somebody said they need funding. You need to follow this if you want to go to VCs even. Even venture capitalists, they look at your social media now. Even for jobs, people look at your social media. You go for a job application now, they will look at your social media. And having a lot of followers looks good. If somebody came to me and they want to work for me and they already have 10,000 Facebook fans on their Facebook fan page, I'd be like, damn, it's not bad. All right, let's give this $100 away. I'm going to pick one platform to give it to.
And tell them to put their email in this time?
Yeah, you got to put your PayPal email if I announce you as the winner. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Do not put it in. Only if you are chosen. Or else you're giving out your info to the whole world for no reason. Okay. Tell me when to stop. Sam.
Close your eyes.
Stop.
Instagram. Okay. So here's I'm looking for people who are hearting this. Let's just do right there. Machilla Thrilla. Machilla Thrilla. Only one person. Machilla Thrilla. What's your email address? Machilla Thrilla. For PayPal. Not your email only. Like you might have a separate one. Machilla Thrilla. PayPal you $100. All right. Let's keep going through this. There's a lot to cover, but like I said, who here, just a quick thing before I get to the next, who here would like me personally to help you grow your social media following, personally help you do this? Me and my company. I have 60 employees. They do all my brands. My team does Mentor Box and all this. Who here has a brand that you think I could help you? Me, help me, me. Okay, here's the deal. We got on all these platforms, we probably have, I don't know, 20, 30,000, probably actually 50,000 people on all four of these combined. So here's the deal. I am not able to help everybody, but I'm going to put up a link in a little bit where me and my team and my agency, I've now having my own agency where I do other businesses, but only a small amount of businesses. So I'm not taking like 10,000 clients or anything like that. There's some big agencies. I'm not even taking 5,000 or anything like that. I'm not sure how many I'm going to take, but not that many. I've only opened this up, 2 times ever? For like 2 hours I put up a link in the past, maybe 3 hours. So I'm going to put it up. I'm going to grow. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So those of you who, for whatever reason, can't have me do it for you, maybe you don't get in time, I'm going to put the link. I'm going to put a button up in a second. I'm going to put a link up, and I'm going to give you guys an hour if you want to get in. Then I'm going to take it down. So here's what I'm going to do for you. And if you can't get in or you can't afford to be in, you can try to do it on your own. So here's what I like to do. What I like to do is start with Facebook and specifically what's called a fan page or a business page. So my business page, if you see here, if you go to just go to tylopez.com facebook.com/tylopezofficial. I have a verified one. Let me pull it up here. Ty Lopez Official. Did I spell my name wrong? No. Okay. So I have here 6.2 million fans. Okay? 6.2. Oops. There we go. 6.264. 6.264,000. Okay, 264,000. So I've built up this. Now I've messed around with how to grow your Facebook page. I know how to do it. I grew mine at 1 million a month, 1 million a week. Now I'm not growing it anymore because 6.2 is big enough. But I just did experiment 1 year ago. I only had like 1 or 2 million, but I just did an experiment like 8 months ago, and I was like, let me just figure out a way to grow real followers, not bots, not fake accounts. People try to create, it's hard to, hacking Facebook is not a good idea. Mark Zuckerberg's smart and they'll kick you off. Okay, so you do not need 6.2 million followers on Facebook, but you need at least 10,000. And why do we start on Facebook? Because it's the largest platform and they also own Instagram. So you can cross promote to Instagram and Facebook doesn't get mad. If you cross promote Facebook to Snapchat, they don't really love that because Mark Zuckerberg hates he hates Snapchat. So with Facebook, you can grow your Instagram and you can grow your email. The three most important for social currency is your Facebook page, Instagram, and email. And then you can expand from there: YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, and podcasts and other smaller platforms. Okay, so what I would do for you, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for those of you who, when I put the button up, jump in the group, or I personally, me and my team. So you're going to use, this is my exact team. My staff is going to work. The same people who grow my stuff are going to work yours. So I'm not going to like outsource it to India or something like that. Okay. What I like to do is use what's called a boost campaign. So let's just say, I don't know, let's say your brand, what's some businesses? Let's just pick a random idea. Can you guys, right here, somebody just say what's the business that you have or that you're launching? Let me just pick one of them. Socks, drone, a business you already have, photography. Try to be specific. Let's do socks. I guess somebody here is selling socks. So what I would do is I would create a campaign. I'd have you like wearing a crazy sock or something like that that says, I don't know, something. Remember we talked about what makes them go viral, something that triggers emotion. So if you like Donald Trump, we'd put like "Make America Great Again" socks. If you don't like Donald Trump, we'd get a picture of you wearing socks that are like, you know, "Impeach Trump" or something like that. And then we'll write some text under there that says, if you agree with my socks, like my page. Okay? And this is, you're all allowed to do this. We do it, there's a technique. You got to do it the right way or else Facebook will get mad, but we follow the exact Facebook rules. And you grow, you know, you got your socks, and all of a sudden, I should be able to grow you, let's just say, 5,000 a month. So in 2 months, we have 10,000. And what we're going to do to keep the cost down, we'll start with a global campaign. So it'll be some US, some Europe, some Asia, some, you know, Africa, like literally all spread it out among South America. Okay, we don't really do Antarctica. We miss that continent. But basically all of the places, okay? And we'll do a series of different, usually pictures. You can do video ads, but if you do this correctly, you know how to do the targeting, you know how to do it, you can get a decent engagement rate. You can do that for socks. Let's say, what's another business somebody here has? Journals. Oh, that's good. If you got journals, instead of socks there, you could show a picture of the journal and be like, you know, did you organize your day? Or you could do, you know, a good one for journals is like my page if you wish you'd been keeping a diary since you were 5 years old. I think most of us, I think sometimes I wish I had kept a diary. Like growing up, like I guess now social media is kind of like diary, but it doesn't have your thoughts. So I wish that I had kept a diary so I could remember what I was thinking when I was 12 and 14. You know what I'm saying? So your target market, we would target people with this and boost. So basically a boosted campaign. Facebook allows you to pay to put your this ad in the front of people's feed. So you get priority order. Okay, we get priority. It's hard to write on this stupid board. And that we can grow your following. Now, once we have that, do that for a few months, get you up to 5, 10, 15, 20, 30,000 followers. Now, we can either come back and do, instead of global, if you're in the US, or we find the countries that you're selling the most socks, the most journals, the most of your product, and we start to only get followers there. But you need the critical mass, because here's the key why you have to do you got to have critical mass, because here's the thing. No one wants to be first, right? Like, nobody wants to go into a restaurant that has nobody in it, because you're like, maybe there's something wrong with that restaurant. Nobody wants to, like, you know, be the first person. So by getting you to critical mass, 10, 15,000 followers over the next 2 to 3 months on Facebook, then when in the future, when we do highly targeted campaigns, people are looking and go, oh, you already have 15,000. Once I got critical mass on Instagram, it became much easier to get followers. I mean, I get a lot of followers now. I'll show you. Here's my, I haven't even looked. Social Blade shows, if you want to look at my follower growth on Instagram, it's public, so I'm not hiding it from you. Let's see what my yesterday on Instagram, I got 24,000 followers. 24,103 Instagram followers. Okay? That was that was yesterday. 24,103. Do you know why? Because I already have 2.8 million. So when people go to see my Instagram, they go, oh, I don't mind joining. Other people are joining. You need critical mass for your business. You need, yes, somebody said, Shanley said, the bigger the snowball, the faster it rolls. Exactly. We got to get the critical mass up for some of you. Some of you are working too hard. But here's my goal for each of you. 2 times the money for half the work. This formula, notice I didn't say no work. I didn't say you can get rich easily. I just said, imagine if right now, how much money are you making right now? Just put in your monthly income. Leave it as a comment. Let's get a poll of what the average person is at. Somebody said 0. Okay. 5,000. $100 a month. 4,500. 0. BK Productions, 12,000 a month. Jeff Auerbach, 15,000 a month. That's good. 1,800 a month. 1,600 a month. Oscar is at 25 grand a month. Morris is at 3,500. So you could see that probably the average person here is making 3,000 to 6,000 a month. Imagine if you could make double that with half the work. That's the goal of everything that I'm talking about, because we can grind ourselves into the dirt to try to make more money. You can basically go out and take 3 jobs and work 7 days a week. I know people that do that, and they grind themselves into the ground. You can see it in their face. You can see it in their stress level. It's not sustainable. They burn out. And what I learned is the smarter I worked, I would make more money with less effort. And that's my goal. Somebody said, Ty, I work until 2 a.m. and my kids get up at 6 a.m. So you're getting 4 hours of sleep. It's not sustainable. I feel bad for everybody. I grew up with a single mom. You know, she had to work hard and she was gone, and I had to babysit myself, you know, or you know, have like random babysitters, or my mom's roommate will watch them. So I've been around that, so I understand that. The smarter I worked, the more money I made with less grinding myself into the dirt. And some of you are grinding yourself, even though some of you are making 15 grand. Like I told you, I'm literally showing you facts. This business right here is an example of a business using all the new rules that I've been talking to you guys about. New rules right here. This business, let's see, it's making money while we talk. I'm doing no work on it. You guys can see. I've said one of the things, that's another conversation, is how to find a good business partner. But let's see if it's made some more money while we're here. I just want you to, this is not to brag. It's 28,072. I think when I started this, it was at what, 26,000? It's made 913,000. So it's made $2,000 while I was sitting here talking to you guys. Half the work, this isn't hard work, I'm just talking. Making $2,000 in what? I've been here an hour. How would you like to make $2,000 an hour? You need to follow the new rules. I'm not promising you're gonna do exactly as well as this business is doing. I'm getting ready to launch a new business, an energy business. Ugh, what is this horrible thing? Good God. This is supposed to be healthy for me. This thing is like dirt. I think this is MSM, if you guys know what this is. Man, that's tough to drink right there. I'm gonna have this. Woo! Remember, stay healthy, man. All the money in the world doesn't help if you're sick. That's what I showed you. Physical is first on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, then safety. So back to this conversation. I'm gonna put up a link now. For those of you who want to do this strategy on your own, you can. I've laid it out. I've given you some real examples. I'm going to put up a link. It's going to be up for the next hour and 5 minutes. Okay? It's going to be up for the next hour and 5 minutes. I'm going to put a link. If you're watching on my website, it's a link right below, or it might be on the sides, depending on if you're on your phone or laptop. If you're on YouTube, the link is in the title of this YouTube.
And the description.
And the description. If you're on Twitter, it's in the little tweet, the title. If you're on Instagram, it's in the caption. It's the pinned comment. If you're in Facebook, it is a clickable link in the title. If you don't see it, what is it?
Manage.
You can also just go here. Now, this is a limited group. Why am I only keeping this up for an hour and 5 minutes? Because I do not want that many people in this. Because this is my actual team who does my marketing and my social media growth. So I don't want my business to suffer, but I do want to help as many people as I can fit in. So just by putting a time limit, it works the best. If you don't see the button or the links, you can go here. Be sure you go here. It's what?
Manage.
If you want me to manage your social media growth, we start with Facebook fan page. We do that for a few months. Then from there, we're going to grow. We'll start talking about email. We'll start doing targeted stuff. TyLopez.com/manage. If that's a link that you can use, or you can use the link on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, or the pinned comment. Okay? Now, what are you gonna get? Let me explain real quick. I got two things. One is the service I'm gonna provide for you. And the second thing, in addition to this, I also got a whole bunch of bonuses for you because I want you to succeed. So I'll be reading off the names. I'll be explaining the pricing, how much it costs. Remember, this business, the price on there, I'm actually spending money on Facebook. So I'm not keeping all your money. This one has actual costs. Mark Zuckerberg gets to make some of our money. But you know what? It's the price of doing business in the modern world. You have to just have, you got to pay Zuckerberg. This kid's 32 and he's got, what is he at right now? 70 million or something? 70 billion? It's crazy, the money in the world. All right. Okay. So I'm going to put a link. You can click the link. You can go to TyLopez.com/manage, or you can go to the one. Now, this is not for everybody, because honestly, not everybody can afford this, because, you know, some people just have an idea. They have no money. But, so what we're going to do, we're going to start with the Facebook strategy. We're going to create your brand story that we're going to boost. My team is going to be doing that. We're going to do most of the work for you. This link is for the people who want it done for them. You don't want to spend the rest of your life figuring out how to do it. I've been doing this for
you know, I really started messing with it in 2012 and started going hardcore at 2015. It grew to 11 million social media followers, and it's big. It's gotten bigger. It's almost to the point where I don't even want to grow my social media anymore. Honestly, I've learned you don't want to get too, like, it's possible to get too many followers. I do not want to have a life like the Kardashians. I respect what they're doing and stuff, but I don't want my entire, it's already enough where my damn life is everywhere. But, so when we talk about Facebook ad management, we'll get in over time, Twitter strategy, email marketing, Instagram strategy, and we'll work for those of you to generate you customers if you want specific, use internet marketing. So there's 3 levels to this, actually 4 levels. Today, what you're seeing is for level 1, Facebook strategy growth. You can talk to my team. It's an application. It's a money back, 100% refundable deposit, okay? So you're gonna put money down. That shows us you're serious. If we decide not to work with you or you decide not to do it, we'll press 1 button, you get all your money back, okay? Now, I'm gonna throw in the following bonuses. You have exactly 59 minutes. Okay, I've got a private tribe group I'm gonna give you access to so you can be working with other business owners, seeing what they're doing. Somebody said they need the link. It's in the Twitter title, or just go to tylopez.com/manage. I'm gonna give you a one-on-one strategy consultation. Normally we charge $300 for that, but I'm gonna give you, because you're gonna be in, you're gonna be in an agency, so I'm gonna actually assign a concierge from my team. So you can call them or text. We use text a lot, okay? I'm gonna give you a ticket to my conferences that's coming up. I'm gonna give you an Entrepreneur Starter Kit. This is very important. This is a program that's closed right now. I built it about 7-8 months ago. It's a $500 program. It's a step-by-step entrepreneurial growth kit. It's what I use for MentorBox, what I use for my businesses. You can't buy it on my website right now, but I'm gonna put it in as a bonus. You're also gonna get Social Media Secrets. It's another program that you can't buy on my website. I launched this about, I don't know, 8 months ago. It's a $500 program. I'm gonna waive the cost of all of this because this is how to become a social media influencer. We'll get into the virality aspects. There's a lot of stuff here so in addition to us doing the work for you, you can also train yourself. So we're gonna do the work for you and you can train, okay? We've got this whole package, another pack. The Social Media Secrets is more on branding you. Then we've got this one on the growth for your business. I'm gonna give you access to the Accelerator Persuasion Program. This is the secrets of marketing, understanding the 25 cognitive biases. Very powerful. They don't teach this at school, trust me. I'm a college dropout, but I've spoken at Harvard and London Business School and USC, these top business schools. They're not teaching this stuff. I'm gonna give you techniques on closing. It's not enough to just have social media. You can't close deals from it. I've got a vault of past consulting and mentoring I've done. It's about 50 hours worth of stuff. You don't have to watch it all, but that's $1,000. I'm gonna give that to you. Basically, I want not only my agency, so if we add this up, it comes out to, what is it? What? So I'm gonna give you 5,800, what? 73. I'm gonna waive this 5,800 bucks. So the way it works now, and I'm gonna give you, so basically the way it works, I wanted to price it as low as possible. So it's no contracts, cancel anytime, okay? And there's 4 levels. Level 1, the lowest I can do it is $9.97 a month. Now again, this is cancelable at any time. You can do it for 1 month, you can do it for 20 years. So well, probably not 20 years. Okay? Remember, this is cost. I'm gonna be spending money marketing you. So I wish I could do this 100% free, but then I'd have to be paying to grow your brand, and I don't own your brand. I'm not going to take equity in your business, but this is a good way also, this agency. I'm looking for businesses that there's long-term relationship potential too. So a few of you, you know, we could eventually, I can't promise that, but yeah. What other questions? So what you're going to see, all right, I see the first person, JS in New York. If your card doesn't go through for any reason, on my website, you can call the phone number. We'll walk you through it, my support team. You'll get an email or you can live chat. You should see the phone number on my website. Okay, so the way it works is pretty simple. You go to the link here, or you go to tylopez.com/manage if you don't know where to go, or the button on the page. Okay, you go there. So you're going to see an application. You fill out the application. You put down the 100% money back deposit. You put in phone scheduler to talk to our team. They'll review your application. Level 1 is $997. You'll put down right under $1,000. We'll review. We'll either refund or accept. We accept about 80% of people that apply. So yeah, and then if you're accepted, I'll show you what happens next. If you're accepted, next thing we're going to do is we're going to send you a Facebook invite. That'll give us access to your page. If you don't have a page, we'll help you build it. And then we're going to start creating campaigns. We're going to boost them. You're not going to have any extra costs. We absorb the cost. No extra cost to you. And we're going to guarantee you at least $5,000 per month. Global. We're going to start global just to get the count up for the lowest price. And then we're going to review. And we can change the strategy. We can start focusing on different things. You can upgrade to level 2, level 3, level 4. We have multiple levels. So you've got, what is it? 23. You got 53 minutes. All right. What questions do we have? Inevitably, we have a lot of questions on this. Someone said, Google is the key. Are you answering questions? I think it's better to understand. Thank you for everything, Ty. It's past midnight in Edinburgh. Oh, Scotland's in the house. Giantaurus Carpieces. Oh, so somebody's asking, if you're accepted, do you have to pay more money? No. If you're accepted, we'll just take the deposit you put and apply it towards the first month. If you decide you don't want to do it, or we decide you're not a good fit, some businesses we can't grow, we'll press a button and we'll send all $997 back. So that's the good news. Do I have to give up my social security number? No. No, you don't. How old does this person have to be? Doesn't matter really. I mean, if you need a business idea. Someone said, wow, you can't lose here. Yeah, we're taking all the risk. You can cancel at any time. Where I've lowered the price. You know, I wish I could do this for $100, but $100, we're going to spend more than that just on the Facebook boosts. Now, for some of you, here's the thing. Let me show you something. You know the #1 way to be broke in business? #1 way, be broke in business. I'll tell you what it is. Be cheap with marketing. You know what my goal in marketing is? I mean, in business, I want to be spending $200,000 a day on marketing. That's a goal of mine in my business. Like, I'm actively judging myself by how much I'm spending marketing. Why? Because if you're good at marketing, it pays back tenfold. I showed you Geico. Let's look at that statistic. Geico is spending, let's go back here. They spent $1.2 billion on marketing. That's insane. So they're spending 6 out of every $100. They're spending 6%. I think they make about $6 or $7 billion. Somebody said, yes, this is pre-recorded. I love when people are very convinced that this is pre-recorded, even though I'm reading it off live. So if you want to follow the success pattern of really good companies, even though Geico's not good at social media, they do understand the game. They're spending the money inefficiently. They could be doing better. Well, you're going to be spending it more efficiently because you're going to be doing it on social media, which, as we see from Kylie Jenner, is extremely efficient. You know, she made $430 million from freaking just her social media followers. That's like no marketing. So if you're cheap with marketing, so for those of you, let me just put this in perspective. What's a goal you'd like your business to be at in the next 12 months? Let's just put in how much money per month. Let's just say per year. How much money per year do you want gross your business to be doing? Let's put that in. Where are we at? 500 grand revenue. All right. 1 million. 6 million. 400 grand. So I believe in the modern world, especially if you're doing direct marketing, I try to spend, I don't know, at least 20%. Okay? Geico, you got to remember, is a huge brand. They only need to spend 6% now to maintain. If you're building something, you can't spend 6%. If Geico only spent 6% now, they would never grow. So everyone here is trying to grow. So I would say a minimum is 20 to 40%. So if you want to make, somebody put in here 1 million gross, okay, you have to be spending, in my opinion, $200,000 a year minimum on marketing. In fact, marketing should be your biggest expense. Marketing should be bigger than salaries. It should be bigger than staff. It should be bigger than rent. It should be bigger than any other part of the business. So 200,000 divided by 12 is roughly, let's just say, you need to be spending at least 15 grand a month. So sometimes that's just to make, that's $1 million gross. It's $1 million gross. So if you do it right, you gross $1 million and you spend 200,000 of that on marketing, 200,000 on product, 200,000 on other expenses. You know, maybe you're left with 20%, 20 or 30% profit. That'd be making you 200 grand profit. But you're not going to get there if you're cheap with marketing. And I see businesses that think they're magically going to get customers. It doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't. We don't live in the 1800s, man. So for those of you who get it, that's what I want to do for you. I want to apply all the secrets that oh, congratulations, Christopher Reese. Where is Louth? Welcome to the group. Thanks for filling out the application. I'm assuming, where is Louth? I'm going to look it up. I'm always interested. Oh, you're in Ireland. Congratulations. Ireland's doing good this year. You got Conor McGregor. They're all over the news. I went to Ireland once. It's the coldest place that I have ever been. Because I've been to colder places, but like, you'll see if you've ever been to Ireland. It is very cold because it's windy and it's rainy. Ty, do you get paid to do these live videos? Nope, but you can pay me if you want. Actually, no, it's Giving Tuesday, so send the money to charity. They need it more than me. Ty, I got Mentor Box for my birthday. Thank you for an amazing. Stripe was created in Ireland. Awesome. Yeah. Kara Ravel's Cretendon said she wants to make $15 million annual. 20% of that, you gotta at least spend $3 million a year on marketing, at least $250,000 a month. Scott says this is counterintuitive. It is counterintuitive, but trust me. Virality has to be manufactured now. You can wait to get lucky and hope you'll be the next Google, the next MySpace, the next Facebook, the next Uber. But let me just show you this. Do you know how much money Uber has raised to grow their business? By the way, congratulations, Arzu Damarilli in Ontario, Canada. Welcome to my agency. Okay, let me just look here. Uber raised, let me look at their total. They just raised like another 3.5 billion. $11.5 billion. That's how much Uber raised. So I hope each of you will realize the biggest expense that you should have must be on marketing. Or else you can hope and pray for luck. Does that make sense? David Simmons said he wants to make $500,000 with his business. 20% of that is $100 grand. You need to be spending $8 grand a month. Minimum. What else? What's other goals? So let's get the growth up. What's the difference between what you and others on offer on Upwork? Oh, I don't know what Upwork does. If you want a random person in India to do this for you, you are welcome to do it there. No offense to India, but I'm going to show you. This is one of the things that I tell people. If you want to know who to trust, don't trust any people. All humans lie. Focus on numbers. People lie, numbers don't. That's how I think about life. So when someone says to me, yo, I'll do your social media, first thing I would ask is go, okay, show me your social media numbers. There's a guy, I forget who it is, has a course online on how to grow your Instagram. It's a $1,000 course. And he has like 30,000 Instagram followers. I'm like, why the hell would you buy a course? It's bizarre, but people buy his course. I'm gonna show you how to grow Facebook. I got 6.2 million fans. I got the biggest business person's Facebook account in the world. I don't think anybody has 6.2 million. I don't think Shark Tank does. I don't think Mark Cuban does. Nobody has more than I have on Facebook. I don't think anyone has more on Instagram that's a business person. Now, there's a lot of celebrities that have way more than me on Instagram. Ronaldo has 110 million, and Kardashian, Selena Gomez has 120. But I'm talking about a business entrepreneur. So someone said, I don't believe in statistics. I think they are very misleading. Numbers are not statistics, my friend. So just remember that. If Ronaldo has 110 million Instagram followers, that's not a statistic. Statistic would be a more complex permutation of the numbers. So what else? Bitcoin, what are your thoughts? Bitcoin's great. I make more money in business than you'll get in appreciation in Bitcoin. But Bitcoin can be good for some people. A couple of my friends are Bitcoin billionaires, Consistency, determination, hard work are 3 ways where people can keep growing and be successful. Yeah, not completely. There's a lot of people working hard that don't make any money, unfortunately. The world's not, one of the tweets that I did the other day that people really liked, I said, first rule of understanding planet Earth is that not everything's fair, and it's the hardest thing to come to grips with. And it's not as simple as you just working hard and all of a sudden everything's going to work out. If you're not working smart, it just doesn't happen if you're not working smart. So the smartest thing I can tell you, build your social media following, focus on growth, keep momentum, remember that you're going to have to put money in. Remember that businesses get killed by forgetting to market themselves. Okay? So I hope each of you are going to remember that. I hope each of you is going to say, enough's enough. If you, I showed you this this right here. Let me put this up. So I'm going to leave this up for another, we got 40 minutes. Where is it? Is it in here?
What are you looking for?
I'll just write it up here. Da-da-da. There we go. Have a sense of humor or life will crush you. Yeah. So for those of you who want me to grow your social media for you using my techniques that I use for myself to get to 11 million, my exact team, the strategies that use, we'll start with Facebook. You can cancel at any time. We'll literally spend money on Facebook for you. There's no extra costs. Level 1 is $9.97 a month. Cancel at any time. It's very, if that seems like too much money for you, then you're probably not at the right stage for this. You need to get in a stage where $9.97. I probably spend $9.97 an hour on marketing now, businesses. If you want to get numbers like this, I'll show you. Let's see what we're at right now. If you want to have real numbers like that, oops, you gotta switch it over. We're at $28,754. That comes from marketing. We probably spent, I don't know, $10,000 already today, $12,000, but we made $28,000 back. You know, it's a good return on your investment. There's a saying in Vegas: scared money doesn't make money. Scared money doesn't make money. So for those who understand the game, let's work together. I'm taking a small group. You've got 39 minutes if you want to get in. Okay, I'll leave this. I'm going to get off. I'm going to do this giveaway, and you can click the link that's in YouTube, in Twitter, in Facebook, or the comment that's pinned on Instagram, or you can just go, if you're on my website, click the link above or below me, or if you don't see it, just go to tylopez.com/manage. I'll keep it up for a little bit, for 39 more minutes, just because some of you wanted to watch and don't want to go off and get in yet. Okay. We're giving away what? iPad Pro?
MacBook Pro.
MacBook Pro. All right, so this is a box. It's not a MacBook Pro, but you're going to get better ones. So, Nathan, tell me when to stop.
1, 2, 3, stop.
Wait, I'm like in between. So do it again.
1, 2, 3, stop.
Okay, Facebook. All right, here's my question for you. Here's my question for you. You can try to jump over to Facebook real quick. I'll give you guys a second. Okay. Everybody jump over to Facebook if you want this. What percentage of Geico's income do they spend on marketing? First person I see on Facebook, I'm going to send you the money. What do we got? 32 billion? No, I said what percentage, not dollar amount. Ashley said ready. How long average would it take to grow the business in the program? We'll grow it at a minimum guarantee of $5,000 a month. Keisha. All right. No one yet has gotten it. Oh, there we go. Jake Ara. 6%. Sending you a laptop, Jake. Congratulations.
His email.
Jake, can you post your email so we can get that for you, please? Jake, comment with your email. So I'm going to jump off here, and we'll keep Facebook going up for a second. Go to this link, tylopez.com/manage. For those of you who got in the test group, congratulations. We got people around the world getting in. It's kind of cool. All right. I think I gotta go. I gotta be at another meeting actually in a little bit. So thanks so much. We'll keep this up. Jake, don't forget your email or I can't send you this. Okay? Talk to you soon. See you over here. You guys got, we'll leave this up for 1 second. You got 36 minutes.
Jake, Ara, we're still waiting for your email to come in so we can send you the MacBook Pro. I got it. Okay, Jake, Ara. There it is. All right. See ya.
Cool. Are you off?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
off.
All done.
And then just know when we're gonna
New underscore genre. New underscore genre.
This, do we need